Welcome back to TechVibe. If you recently bought a Sony a6700 or a Fujifilm X-H2, look away right now, because Canon is about to flip the camera market upside down. For years, APS-C cameras were treated like the ignored middle child. Sure, they were compact and affordable, but for serious, professional-grade power, you had to upgrade to full frame. Those days are over. Massive new leaks, including official FCC filings, have just dropped regarding the highly anticipated Canon EOS R7 Mark II, and the specs are so ridiculous that industry insiders are already calling it the baby R5. We are talking about a completely new sensor technology, mind-bending video capabilities, and an autofocus system pulled straight from Canon's flagship bodies. But there is a catch, and a very specific reason why Canon is making this move right now in 2026. You are going to want to watch this entire video to the very end, because the pricing and release date information we have uncovered might just convince you to sell your current gear immediately. Seriously, stick around, because the final spec changes absolutely everything. Let us start with the biggest leak, the sensor. The original Canon R7 was a fantastic camera, featuring a 32.5 megapixel sensor that gave wildlife and sports photographers incredible reach. But it had a glaring weakness: rolling shutter. If you pan too fast with the electronic shutter, your images looked warped. Canon knew they had to fix this, and they are not just fixing it, they are obliterating the competition. The latest verified leaks confirm that the EOS R7 Mark II will feature a brand new, 39 megapixel stacked back-illuminated sensor. Let that sink in. 39 megapixels on an APS-C sensor. Not only does this give you an insane amount of resolution for aggressive cropping, which is an absolute dream for birding and wildlife photography, but the stacked sensor is the real game changer. A stacked sensor means the camera can read data at blistering speeds. It completely eliminates the dreaded rolling shutter effect. You will be able to shoot fast action, swinging baseball bats, or birds in flight with zero distortion. Furthermore, a stacked sensor means a completely blackout-free experience in the electronic viewfinder. When you are tracking a cheetah on a safari or a race car on a track, your screen will never go black. Until now, stacked sensors were reserved for incredibly expensive full-frame cameras like the Sony A1, the Nikon Z8, or the Canon R3. Putting this technology into an APS-C body is Canon's way of dropping a nuclear bomb on the mirrorless market. But a 39 megapixel stacked sensor is absolutely useless if the camera cannot process all that data. Leaks indicate that this camera will be powered by the latest Digic X processor paired with the brand new Digic accelerator chip. The exact same dual processor architecture found in the flagship EOS R1 and the R5 Mark II is making its way into this APS-C body. This processor combo unlocks an entirely new tier of autofocus performance. We are talking about the next generation of dual-pixel CMOS AF2, heavily driven by advanced artificial intelligence and deep learning algorithms. The camera will not just track eyes, faces, and bodies of subjects. It will anticipate movement. The AI is designed to understand the mechanics of sports, knowing when a soccer player is about to kick a ball or when a basketball player is going up for a dunk, and it will shift focus instantly. If a bird flies behind a tree branch, the system is smart enough to hold focus and lock right back onto the eye the millisecond it emerges. And because of that stacked sensor, the autofocus calculations are happening dozens of times per second faster than the original R7. It will be near impossible to capture an out-of-focus shot. Now, let us talk about pure, unadulterated speed. With this new processing power and the stacked sensor, the R7 Mark II is rumored to push an astonishing 40 frames per second using the electronic shutter, completely in RAW format, with continuous autofocus and auto-exposure tracking. 40 frames per second. That is essentially shooting high-quality video, but every single frame is a 39 megapixel RAW photograph. To make sure you never miss a moment, Canon is also introducing a pre-continuous shooting mode. When you half-press the shutter button, the camera starts buffering images in the background. The moment you fully press the shutter, it saves the previous half-second of action. If you have ever missed a bird taking off from a branch because your reaction time was just a fraction of a second too slow, this feature alone is worth the upgrade. It allows you to travel back in time to capture the perfect shot. But TechVibe community, if you think this camera is just for photographers, you are dead wrong. Videographers, listen up, Because the EOS R7 Mark II is about to become the ultimate hybrid filmmaking tool. The video specifications leaking out right now are so wild that they almost sound unbelievable. Because of the 39-megapixel sensor, the R7 Mark II has enough resolution to shoot 8K video. 8K video on an APS-C camera. It is expected to shoot 8K at 30 frames per second internally. Now, you might be thinking, I do not need 8K. But the real magic happens in 4K. The camera will use that 8K readout to deliver oversampled, insanely crisp 4K video up to 60 frames per second with zero crop. If you want slow motion, the leaks suggest 4K at 120 frames per second, perfect for silky smooth cinematic B-roll. And for the professional color graders out there, Canon is finally giving us what we have been begging for. The R7 Mark II is rumored to support 10-bit color depth with Canon Log 3, and potentially even Canon Log 2, giving you massive dynamic range to pull details out of the shadows and highlights. This makes it an incredibly capable B-cam to a cinema line camera. Of course, shooting 8K and 4K 120p generates a massive amount of data and a terrifying amount of heat. Canon has addressed this directly. Recent FCC filings reveal that the R7 Mark II is getting a physical redesign. The body will be slightly larger, borrowing ergonomic elements from the R6 Mark III and R5 Mark II. This larger chassis allows for a highly advanced passive cooling system, specifically designed to dissipate heat during long video recording sessions. You will be able to shoot interviews or podcasts for hours without the camera shutting down. Furthermore, to handle the insane data rates of 40 frames per second raw bursts and 8K video, Canon is abandoning the dual SD card setup. The R7 Mark II will feature one ultra-fast CF Express Type B slot and one UHS-2 SD card slot. This ensures your buffer clears instantly and your high bitrate video writes without failing. Because it uses the versatile RF mount, you have full access to some of the greatest glass ever manufactured. And thanks to the 1.6 times crop factor of the APS-C sensor, your lenses get a boost in reach. Your standard 70 to 200mm f2.8 suddenly becomes a 112 to 320mm f2.8 monster. You get full-frame professional optical quality with super telephoto reach. Let's discuss stability. Canon is outfitting the R7 Mark II with an upgraded in-body image stabilization system, rated for up to a mind-boggling 8.5 stops of stabilization when paired with the right RF lenses. That means you can shoot handheld waterfalls at half-second shutter speeds and get tack-sharp images. For video, combining the 8.5 stops of IBIS with digital stabilization will give you gimbal-like smoothness while simply walking and vlogging. So, when is this absolute monster of a camera hitting the shelves, and how much is it going to drain from your bank account? The FCC certification was officially registered under the model code DS126933. Based on the 180-day confidentiality period for these filings, we have a concrete announcement window. The Canon EOS R7 Mark II is slated for an official announcement and release in the first half of 2026, with most industry analysts pinpointing May or June for shipping. As for the price, this is where Canon is going to aggressively attack the market. Despite the stack sensor, the 8K video, and the flagship autofocus, pricing rumors peg the body only costs somewhere between $1,999 and $2,299. Yes, that is a price bump from the original R7, but consider what you are getting. You are getting a baby R5 Mark II for less than half the price. When you look at the competition, the R7 Mark II offers an absolutely insane value proposition. It is poised to be the undisputed king of the APS-C world. If you are a wildlife shooter needing extra reach, a sports photographer needing relentless speed, or a hybrid creator wanting 8K and oversampled 4K, do not buy a camera right now. Hold on to your cash. Wait for the first half of 2026. The Canon EOS R7 Mark II is not just an upgrade, it is a revolution that will future-proof your content for years to come. What do you think? Is the 39-megapixel stack sensor exactly what you have been waiting for, or is 8K video on an APS-C camera overkill? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below, I read every single one of them. If this video helped you plan your next gear upgrade, smash that like button, and if you want to stay ahead of the curve on all things tech and camera news, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. This has been TechVibe. keeping you dialed into the future of gear. Keep creating, keep pushing the limits, and we will see you in the next one.